Today's topic, avocado seeds. Don't worry, it's not about gardening. Even though if you have some tips of how to grow a beautiful garden plants and everything, I'm open to that, because I am, as a matter of fact, like tuning in so deep into like actually loving doing those things, actually enjoying them, because like a version of me, even, I don't know, 7 years ago or even 5 years ago, I would think that you're a crazy person if you told me that I would be someone who became very much interested into gardening and into plants and all of that beauty. Today, I took this note because I didn't want to forget, because I think this topic is incredibly interesting. Let me ground myself. So I feel like I don't know, something was not sitting right with me in terms of the timing, the timing of when I bring that message. And today I feel like it's the time. Today we will be talking about avocado seed example. I called it like that, avocado seed example. But before I dive into this story, I wanted to welcome you back. For those of you who are returning, and for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. This is Here for a Reason channel, and my name is Susanna. Everybody is welcome here, and I hope you will find something in the messages that I bring helpful, beneficial on your personal journey. And also, the way that I deliver messages are through the divine, through channeling, through intuitive messages, and through sharing my personal experience throughout my life, my lessons, and of course, a massive part played my spiritual awakenings, personal development work, inner work, and that's how I became the personal transformation guide, to help those who feel lost, those who feel unclear in terms of who they are, what they want, and where to go. So if you would be interested to work with me on that, please check out the channel bio, I think it's called, how to reach out to me. Let's dive into the message, okay? So I wrote it down because, again, I didn't want to forget it, and I called it avocado seeds example because that example, and those of you who know me, you know that I like metaphors, I like analogies. And this was like such a beautiful analogy, but somehow I couldn't structure it. I couldn't put like the puzzles together so it makes sense, so in a way that I can deliver it to you. I still don't know how am I going to deliver it to you, because I have a feeling that this message is going to be very short, but it's necessary, because today I just felt like this is the day. Now is the good moment. That's what I heard, and I'm like, okay, let's make some curls and dive in right in. So what I wrote down was, the seeds you plant will bring harvest, but not necessarily the ones you have the most expectation from. The seeds you plant will bring the harvest, but not necessarily the ones that you have the most expectation from. And why the avocado seed example is because again, as I mentioned earlier, I started like growing plants, I started growing garden, and I started getting information and knowledge on house plants and everything. So with avocado seeds, how you eat avocado and then you can plant it. But for some reason, to me, that torture to me, it's my personal opinion, I'm not trying to push it on you, but to me, that kind of action of like sticking like the toothpicks or the skewers into the avocado seed and then hanging it on the jar, like it did look like a torture, if I'm completely honest, and I was not comfortable doing that. But I expressed interest in trying to plant avocado seed and see what grows. And of course I started researching, and I saw a guy just saying, hey, instead of doing all of that, you can just plant it in the soil. Yes, it will take it will take way more time to see visual result, but at the end of the day, the plant will be healthier. Instead of, sticking it and then allowing it to put root, and then the transplantation like into the soil can weaken the plant, and I was like, I don't want to do all that, and I don't really have space for that. So, and I was like not interested, especially if you're just in the very beginning journey, right? So I planted one seed, and I had so many expectations out of it. Like, trust me, I have put so many expectations on that beautiful poor seed, and it did sprout, but not right away. Of course, it took about, I think, a month and a half, if I remember correctly, to 2 months. But because I do see lessons in everything, and as I was looking at that pot and just soil and nothing coming out of it, that was teaching me patience, to be like, okay, so just because you don't see the results on the surface, right? Just because the seed did not sprout, it doesn't mean that the roots and like the magic over there is not going in the dark, in the unseen, what is hidden from you. Like, exactly the same with your process, with whatever you are doing with your life, with whatever you are putting work into your life, like something that you're passionate about or something that you truly love to do. Like, you don't dig out that seed every single month, every single day, to see where the progress is, right? But that is not even the example that I'm trying to bring you, because so that plant, it did sprout eventually, and I was like, okay, well, I got a confirmation, like, that patience is like of a virtue, right? But then that plant started not doing that great. So it grew, but then well, of course, and I was a rookie, and I was like overdoing it, and I was over watering it, and then I discovered that avocado plants technically don't like that much watering, and I was kind of like helicopter parenting that plant, because again, I was helicopter parenting, like, again, first of all, didn't have enough knowledge, but even when I did, I still was helicopter parenting that plant, because I was putting so much emphasis and so much expectation for it to be like, for it to grow and be lush and beautiful. And then the result of it, I was just like, well, it was growing, and then it produced like beautiful leaves, but then they started dying, like slowly but surely. And I was just like, I was so sad, I was so disappointed. And then in the meantime, I keep eating avocados, and then I keep planting other seeds, and some seeds did not take at all. And then there was this beautiful seed. Well, I didn't know that it's beautiful at that time. The seed that I just planted, truly, I just planted it. I had zero expectation, because I was already so disappointed with like the previous experiences, and I was so disappointed with the one that died, and I was like, oh no. And again, because I put like so much expectation out of it, and then it flourished, but then it didn't go anywhere, pretty much. It kind of like became stagnant, and then it just like died. And then I'm like, oh my god, oh boy, and then there was this seed that I planted, and then it sprouted, and it started growing completely differently from the previous two plants that took off, did root, but then the first one died, and then the second one died. But that one was some completely different, and I was just like, what is going on? Like that is so interesting. Like, they have exactly the same conditions, they have exactly the same everything, exactly the same soil, exactly the same amount of sun, exactly the same amount of water. But that one was like sprouting, and it was growing, and it is growing. And you know what I discovered? You know what I caught myself thinking over time? That I became resentful, unconsciously, of course, because I love plants. But towards that flourishing plant, just recently, by the way, That's why I was not ready to talk about it, because probably like my personal lesson was still brewing. Because as much as I didn't like to admit it, but then one day, just recently, I think like a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at that plant and I realized that I'm not giving it the same amount of energetic love that I give to all other plants, because I do talk to plants and I give them and I do them, you know. And I realized that I don't give that the same amount of love. I take care of it. I give it the sun. I give it the water. And I realized that I was resentful towards how lush and how beautiful that seed became, where that was not my expectation at all, because all my expectation went on different seeds that did not sprout, that did not flourish, or died. And that one that I didn't put any effort on, it flourished. It is more beautiful than anything, than any other seed that did sprout and grow but eventually died. Completely different look. And the funniest thing, that it is a black sheep of the avocado seeds, and how avocado like to be taken care of, because from all the information that I did read, and based on my experience on previous seeds, those did not like to be watered every single day. They say that avocado plants don't like direct sun. They like sun, but they don't like direct sun. So you kind of put them in the indirect light. But this guy, I know it's a guy, but this guy, not only it likes direct sun and it flourishes in it, but also it likes to be watered every single day, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. And I'm like, oh my god, you know, like it was actually more recent than a couple of weeks ago, but oh my god, baby, I hope you don't hear me. He hears me, but he knows we're through, we're good. But I'm telling you, there was one day when I just like, I was faking my love in a way. I love it, but anyway, I became aware that I'm resentful towards how beautiful that plant is, because that is not the plant that I had high hopes for. That is not the seed, not even the plant, but the seed that I had like really, really high hopes for. And that is where, like, I feel that is where I became ready to bring it to you guys, because in this analogy, you know, in my case, you know how sometimes you think that there is a way that you need to, like, there is like a path that you need to pursue, or a career path, or your calling, which you think that it is like in this moment, right? And you pursue it, right? And you have so many expectations from this like new endeavor, or this new relationship, that you know you just put a lot of expectation on, which, by the way, you put a lot of energetic pressure on by having expectations. And then, you know, when it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter what it is, relationship, romantic relationship, friendship, a job. I hear a dog barking, like, "Nya, nya, nya, nya." So I feel like that was your mind kind of like getting all jittery about it, you know? That if a plan that you originally like create, the whole scenario that you created in your mind, you know, that you created like how it should be, like a whole script written in your mind, but it didn't go according to your plan, according to your script and scenario that you already created in your mind, you got disappointed and you got like, oh, how is that possible? But then on the other hand, like there is an opportunity coming your way and it's flourishing per se, like if you took a little bit of action towards that opportunity, but you didn't have any expectations from it because it was not what you originally planned for your life, or originally, you know, envisioned for your life, but it is flourishing. It is going so well that not only you're not recognizing how good it is getting, and what is actually, that is what you should focus your energy onto. That is where you should funnel your love onto. But because you're still lingering and what didn't work out, like you're not recognizing that what is right in front of you, blooming, flourishing, and growing, and is just like right in front of your face. It can be a person, by the way. It can be, again, an opportunity, a partnership. It can be a friendship even, right in front of your face. But your love, your energy is directed towards someone or something that didn't work out because your expectations were there. And because you didn't put any expectation on what is in front of your face, your love is not there, your energy is not there, so you're missing out. You're missing out. And, or again, like me, being resentful towards the seed that I didn't have any expectations, nor did I have any plans for this seed to actually bloom. I just allowed it. Like, I took that one step, one action, and I did just basic step. And I did not expect that seed to bloom like that. And then for some reason, like, became, well, I know the reason, but and then maybe you are, seeing what is in front of your face kind of like blooming, and you're becoming resentful towards that because that's not where your expectations were put in, And I don't know why I'm looking here, like as if someone is sitting in front of me here. I don't know. But again, this message I'm bringing to you today because there is something in your life that you put way too much energy onto, and well, by having expectations from it. And you know that everything is energy, right? And the more there is confirmation from wind. And the more expectation you put onto something, energetically, you're trying to control it. And by trying to control it, you're repelling it, as a matter of fact. You're repelling something or someone from your life by trying to control it, because energetically, like, think about it, nobody likes to be controlled, nobody likes to be manipulated. And even if it doesn't happen consciously, unconsciously, everybody can feel. And everything around us can feel when we're trying to control the outcome, because we don't trust, because we don't surrender. And again, I want to probably wrap up with that message, but because, like, there is not much to add other than, not only you being patient with pretty much everything in life, and trust me, this is the lesson that I am already knowing that this is one of my life's lessons, to be patient, but also to trying not to put so much pressure and expectation on your new endeavors, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, or whether it is even friendship. Because if you start to strangle that seed, like that seed, by putting so much expectation that you have to grow, you have to bloom, you have to be exactly how I want you to be, it's going to be like, I'm out of here. But the seeds that you put, you take some action, and you allow things to, this is a message of surrender, as it turns out to be. I didn't expect that. This is a message of surrender. When you just allow things to unravel, to unfold in the unseen, when you don't have any control, when you just have this kind of mindset, I'm good either way, whether it works out or not. I used to be that kind of person who would chase friendships, and let's say there will be someone, because I'm that kind of person who is preferring quality over quantity. But if there is someone that I see that, like, oh my God, we could be really good friends with that person, I can see potential, I can see something in that person, I would start chasing them. you know? And the more I was chasing, the more they were running. And like, it was all happening unconsciously, of course. But by you chasing, you're literally like strangling that seed that didn't even sprout yet, you know? You're just like, give me your friendship, give me your friendship, give me your friendship. So you're suffocating that very, very new avenue or very, very new person without giving them a chance to get to know you, you know? To get to know you, to let things unfold if they are meant to unfold. If they're not meant to unfold, they will not, no matter how much you pressure, no matter how much you force. And you know, I remember that recently, I went to a sound bath, like in a group of women, and there was this woman who approached me, and this barely ever happens when somebody actually approaches me to be like, hey, would you like to have a coffee? Because like in the past, it was always me who was the initiator, you know, but I stopped doing that. And then very often in society, people are just like scared, right? Like of rejection, so they don't approach even if they want to. But this woman approached me and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like this happens like once in a blue moon, to me at least, you know, like, and we went for coffee and, you know, she turned out to be that avoidant type of person who is like, ooh, I wanna like, I'm intimidated by way too much like closeness in friendship, so don't force. And I remember like, and I thanked her for saying that I appreciate you being honest and I appreciate you saying that, because you know what's so funny is that I'm not the chaser anymore and I'm good either way. Do I want to be friends with you? Yeah, maybe I am. Like I would definitely explore the potential of that friendship. But if not, that I'm good too. I'm not the person who's chasing people anymore, because what I have realized that not only it doesn't take me anywhere and people are like literally like running away being like, oh no, but also, you know, that was my lesson. Like if somebody doesn't want to be friends with me, that's okay. That means that this isn't my person, and I don't want to be the person. I don't want to be friends with someone who doesn't want me in their life, you know. It's kind of like a one-way street, which is like doesn't really work. Like if only I am the interested party there, and if they're not interested, there is no reciprocity. It's not going to be a good steady friendship anyway. So I, you know, quite a bit time ago, I decided, you know, if you don't want me in my life, then I don't want you in my life either, because it's not gonna go anywhere anyway, when it's just a one-way street, you know, in terms of like a friendship, where it should be two dancing in the tango, not in a romantic, just friendship I'm talking right now. But yeah, so if you are right now at this brink of new endeavors, new relationship, new friendship, remember that the seeds that are meant to be sprouted and growing, they will. But it's not necessarily going to be those seeds that you put extreme pressure and expectation on. You know, for some of you guys, I feel like it's a relationship or a friendship more than career endeavor, to be honest. That's what I'm picking on more right now. That it is about relationship. That if you, that's why I felt need to say about the friendship, because for some of you guys, like you're at this very, 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 very beginning stage, that you met someone and you really want to be in their life and you want them to be in your life, but you are getting a little bit ahead of the game with and putting way too much pressure and expectation, and they know it and feel it. Even if they don't know it consciously, they feel it energetically. Hence, the knowledge is unconscious, but they know that you are trying to control the outcome of that situation. And automatically, the very natural reaction is for them to run away. So don't suffocate the very beginning of that seed of friendship or relationship by chasing them. Just tell to yourself, like, I am good either way. If it goes somewhere, awesome. If it doesn't go somewhere, I'm awesome too. Someone else will come on my path who will be aligned with me, with my personality, or my energy too. But you need to be grounded in your energy. And again, needing to remove that expectation. So I will read that to you again, just to ground that reminder of patience and not needing to put so much expectation on whatever it is that you are putting that expectation on, whether it's a relationship, career outcome, relationship, romantic relationship outcome. So the seeds you plant will bring harvest, but not necessarily the ones that you pot. I should rephrase it. The seeds you plant, those that are meant to bring harvest, they will bring harvest. Oh no, actually I got it right. Sorry guys, don't mean to confuse you. The seeds you plant, you see, trust your initial messaging there. The seeds you plant will bring harvest, but not necessarily the ones that you have the most expectation from. The seeds you plant will bring harvest, but not necessarily the ones you have the most expectations from. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful, guys, because in my journey, what I have learned, not only like the patience, but also being okay either way, because if you are grounded in your true essence, that's why I put so much emphasis on the need of that transformation, to going back to yourself, to understanding yourself so good, to be grounded within yourself so good that nothing external can shake off that foundation. Yes, it is good to have people in your life. It is good to be in a relationship, but it should not come from a place of neediness. It should come from a place of wanting it as a wonderful and beautiful addition to your beautiful self. You see the difference? I hope you feel the difference. So ground within yourself so deeply, so peacefully and calmly that whatever it is that you want to sprout, just allow creation to do the work. You don't put expectation on Mother Nature, right? Like when there are seeds planted, you're right, like I already said that. You don't check every single day, kind of like digging out the soil and being like, did you sprout yet? Did you sprout yet? Did you sprout yet? Oh, you didn't sprout. Okay, I'm going to check tomorrow. No, you allow the nature to do its job. In the unseen, in the soil, right? So allow God creation, all that is, the power that is way more knowing than our ego is, and the power that knows what is meant to sprout in your life and what is not. And just trust and surrender. So it is the lesson of patience, trusting, and surrendering to God, to creation, to all that is. And if you need guidance, you can always reach out to your angels, your spirit guides, your guardian angels of the highest good, to speak to God and ask for guidance. And if you need a human guide, I can be of service to you or anyone else that you feel aligned with their message. It doesn't have to be me. I have zero insistence that it has to be me. There are so many beautiful teachers, guides, mentors, coaches, whatever they call themselves, that can guide you towards this beautiful place where you finally see yourself and ground within yourself, and being so rooted in who you are, then nothing else really matters what is around you. Because everything else that will enter your life or will stay in your life from that moment of you being grounded within yourself, it will be a beautiful, beautiful addition to the garden of your life that you're creating. I love you guys. I hope that helped. Feel free to share that message if you find it helpful and beneficial to someone in your friend circle or family circle, or whoever it is that you think can benefit from that message. And I'll see you next time. Bye.